4, that means we have a quorum.
Okay. I would like to introduce the city staff. And can you each stand and tell us who you are and what you do for the city, please?
Good morning. Robert Jagger, I'm city attorney. I'll be representing the city today in this matter.
Okay, thank you.
Leonard Clark, chief building official, city of Tacoma.
Okay, thank you. And
John Cecil, building rehabilitation inspector.
okay. Anyone else that's with the city? Okay. Approval of the minutes of the September 14th, 2000 meeting, please. Someone make a comment.
7 minutes.
Pardon?
I move to 7 minutes for September.
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Noes? It passed. The first case this morning is for case number BP 2017-0040, 611 Weber Avenue, in notice of condemnation and demolition order.
Can we swear the city staff in, please? Who's going to speak? John? Yes. Building official, you going to speak too? Officer Jesper, you going to speak?
I'll swear in, but
Okay,
I
who's going to swear him in? Okay. All right. You're not a notary. Okay, raise your right hand. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you give is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I didn't.
Thank you. Okay.
Good morning. You have in your packet today, I believe, a letter from Mr. Shuja, Shuja. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, would you pass that out, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
So Mr. Shuja in this letter indicates that he will not be attending today, and he sets forth certain defenses. He indicates that there are no outstanding works that relate to any of the structures being unsafe, and that all of the exterior has been made safe and secure and roof repaired. Therefore, he's requesting that the demolition order be removed. And you'll see that as you read that. He has not requested a continuance of the hearing. This appears to be his only defense to the claims being made by the city with regard to demolition and condemnation. So with that, I would request that we proceed with the case and have our code inspectors testify.
Just to make an announcement, if anybody in the audience is here representing this case or representing Mr. Shuja, anybody at all here? Interested, anybody in the audience? Okay.
Being none, we'll proceed.
Being none.
Okay. Thank you. We would call Mr. John Cecil. Tell everyone your name and give them your title and work experience.
Okay. John Cecil, building rehabilitation inspector. Testimony, photographs, supporting documents have been submitted as part of the official record. I go out to the properties. I do the inspection on the properties. Make a determination on the property, then I report back to the building official of my findings of the property. And the property that we're speaking of, 611 Weber, I'll give you a little bit of history on the property. In November of 2004, Code Enforcement received a complaint of an abandoned house at the property. Inspectors determined that the property was not abandoned but was in need of maintenance. A notice was sent to the property owner, but no further action was taken. In 2013, Code Enforcement received a complaint regarding the structure. The owner was cited for numerous violations, including no water, damaged windows, and structure maintenance. On December 18, 2013, an order imposing fine and lien was issued and recorded in the public records on December 20, 2013. The order imposing fine and lien was set a maximum lien of $15,000. The maximum lien was assessed against the property due to the continued non-compliance of the property. Currently, there is an outstanding code lien balance of $10,178.63. A portion of the lien was paid from the excess tax deed proceeds from the Volusia County. The property owner continued to receive notices from the city from 2013 to 2016 regarding lack of yard maintenance. Due to the lack of payment of county tax payments, the property was sold via tax deed on April 26, 2017. On February 27, 2018, a notice of condemnation and demolition order was sent to the current property owner. On March 7, 2018, the owner, Mr. Shuja, manager of the ASP Ready Chem LLC, filed an appeal and requested 180 days to make improvements and raise funds to make the improvements. The requested 180 days has expired on September 3rd, 2018. To date, no permits have been applied for or obtained, and no improvements have been made to the property. Now, I visited the property yesterday. I went to the property. He did attempt to make some improvements of the property, and you'll see that in the photos that I'm going to present to you.
There are a number of photos that are being scrolled on the screen here. Did you take those photos?
Yes, sir, I did.
And when did you take those photos?
Those photos were taken on 10/10/2018.
All right. Did they fairly and accurately depict the condition of the building as it exists today?
Yes, those pictures right there, as of they were 10/10. Like I said, I visited there yesterday. There was some improvements they tried to make on there. There was no permits pulled to do the improvements, and everything that they did, they would require permits of what they would need to do.
Have you seen the pictures which were provided by Mr. Suja?
Yes, I did.
All right. And do those in any way remedy the conditions and make the structure safe or safer than it was prior to those repairs?
I do not believe that they did, because there was no permits pulled on. We don't know what kind of work they actually did on the property.
Is there anything structural that you can tell that was done to the building with regard to those repairs?
No, there is not.
And those are part of your packet in the letter that was provided from Mr. Schuster. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
John, just real quickly, John, this is the first meeting of this board.
Right.
Would you explain to the board this 120-day rule that you just mentioned? When you said that you hadn't given it to the ordinance stands, did you give him that time?
If I may.
Yeah, Bob.
He requested.
Okay, you requested it.
He
Okay.
requested an extension. It's not something that's built into
Okay,
our code
right.
anyway.
Okay.
He was given the extension, if you will. The time has passed, and so from the city's perspective, it's time to move forward.
Okay, so he asked for the time. You gave it to him. That time is over with.
Correct.
Thank you, Bob. Does everybody understand the question? I wanted to make sure that it was something that he asked for, not something that's automatic to everybody. But they got it anyway.
Yes, I call next Mr. Flynn Earhart. And while it's coming up, let me pass this out. I want to share with you, this is really for all the cases, a copy of the code provisions from the,
Good idea.
from the International Property Maintenance Code, which sets forth the standard for your review today for demolition. In other words, the city is trying to establish this morning that the properties are unsafe, the structures are unsafe or dangerous, and therefore should be demolished.
And the city adopted that code by ordinance?
Yes.
The city? Okay. What happens is there's codes like the fire code, the International Property Management Code, and the city adopts that and makes it part of their law, and that's what you're being given today.
So again, you have in front of you the section
I
of the
didn't get a
International Property
copy.
Maintenance Code, and the relevant sections are section 108.
Excuse me, sir, I didn't get a copy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
They took hers. Okay.
So again, the relevant sections are unsafe structures and equipment, that's section 108. Section 109 is not applicable, that has to do with emergency measures. Demolition is section 110, and then you'll see the appeal provisions. So for our purposes, demolition and unsafe structures will be the relevant conditions today. So Mr. Earhart, could you tell the board what your position is and what your responsibilities are?
My position is the chief building official of the city of Daytona Beach, and when we're given situations or addresses to go ahead and check out, we go out there and assess whether it's structurally sound as per the Florida Building Code, as well as the International Property Maintenance Code. And we go over the different sections that we have in there that support that evidence. So we make the assessment. My field representative is John Cecil. He goes out there. I follow up with him as far as what we actually have in place. And then we make the determination, and that's when we send out our condemnation demolition letters.
Did you send a notice of condemnation in this case?
Yes, sir.
And that included a demolition order, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what was the basis for your order?
Based on that, the structural stability was compromised. The footings show the settling in the structure. Originally, they took the porch off, so the porch is not shown on one of the pictures showed the porch on it. That porch has been removed. Then they had the gaping hole in the front that was opened up the elements to get inside. So it's been rained upon for a while, and then just by looking at what they did for the repair job, that basically is just a bunch of spackling, just a cement fill in. It doesn't, like you said, there was no permits pulled for that. But over the last, since 2014, so you have 4 years of the elements getting in there as far as the water. So that's going to compromise your wood structure as well as the settling of the footings.
Is there any questions from the board on what he said so far?
If I could finish the presentation.
That's be
and
fine.
Then you can
Okay.
ask as many questions as you like
Okay.
at the end. It's obviously up to you. That'd just be my request.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Mr. Urquhart, we have provided to you, I should say, a copy of the notice of condemnation and demolition order that is in your packet. If we can pull up the pictures of the property, what I'd like to do is kind of go through these pictures and have you describe to the board what you have determined to be violations of the International Property Maintenance Code. Are these in any order? Do we start with the first one and move forward?
They're from the very beginning to the end. That's how.
Okay, we'll start with the first photo then. Could you tell us?
Okay, right here, this goes back to 2013. So you can see the front porches on there at this point, and you can see off to your right the cracking shows a little bit of compromise in the structure. That porch has since been removed. You'll see it in the next picture. So now the porch is gone. So with the porch being gone, it now has the gaping hole in the center, as well as the windows are broken. So you got, anytime it's raining, the water's getting inside, and it's been like that for basically 5 years.
Are those conditions which constitute an unsafe structure?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there you can see how wide open it is. All it takes is a good, the Florida rains, they don't come straight down. So you're coming in at an angle that's being filled with, as far as the rainwater and the elements of outside. So it's also, anytime you get that moisture buildup inside, you're also going to get black mold, mildew, and that's going to be with any structure that's exposed to the elements. Right.
About these photos which indicate a violation of the International Property Maintenance Code or the building code.
Yeah, this is where you can see that the windows are boarded up. I mean, the windows are actually broken. The sills there are rotted away. So now and then right there, as far as the chimney pulling away, that's the structure stability right there. That can go at any time. And the picture that he presented to you is all he did was basically fill that in with some mud, so to speak, like concrete mud. So that it doesn't show any attachment or anything keeping it back attached to the building. It's still in that same unsafe condition.
It shows more of the same.
Yeah, more of the same, just the same pictures as far as. Now this is your old school stucco on wood. So you can see all the stucco has pulled off and has fallen off. And just by slapping on some more mud on that solves no problem. There's no moisture barriers in place. There's no wire lath to hold it in place. So what they did is, as far as slapping some mud on there, it doesn't take the problem away. You still have where your moisture is going to get in there. You can see the wood's rotting, and it's deteriorating and falling down. Same thing there on both sides, you can see.
And are those openings which should be capable of bird entering the building?
Yes. You can, not just rats, but snakes, birds, possums, raccoon.
All right, what do we got here?
Right here, you got where you can see the soffit area is now compromised, which also allows for entrance of vermin, bird. And that's back to the front. That's their fix, where they basically you took a bunch of stucco mud and just slapped it in there. That'll crack and fall off in a matter of weeks. I mean, it has to be done in the correct process with the moisture barriers as well as with lap. That'd be like the equivalent of taking a caulking gun and just caulking cracks, and then that's it. It's not solving any of the structural components.
What is shown here?
Right there, as John described to me, you can see the board about the middle of the thing just sticking down underneath that stucco mud. That's hardy plank board. That's not a fix. They just slap that on there to cover that gap, and then they stucco mud right over it. It's not a practice that rectifies the problem. Same situation. As you can still see, there's no sills in place that have been repaired there. I mean, water just gets in there, no problem. Back door is now open. Before that was boarded up.
What are some of the concerns when you see an open building like this?
Open door right here becomes an attractive nuisance for children in the neighborhood. You know how kids love to venture. You get in there. I've never been inside the building. I don't know what is inside the building. So if it's 5 years exposed to the elements, you got the mold and the black mildew in there. Kids get in there. Now you've got them being exposed to those components. It's also in all our neighborhoods. It doesn't matter rich or poor. That provides access for our vagrants, so they can go ahead and take up house in there.
Is that all the photos? Thank you. All right, Mr. Urquhart, have you determined that the structure is dangerous, unsafe, unsanitary, or otherwise unfit for human occupancy?
Yes, I have.
And have you also made a determination as to whether the structure can be reasonably repaired?
Yes, I have.
What is your opinion with regard to repair?
My opinion is it would be more costly to rebuild than it would be to actually. You could demo and rebuild it a lot cheaper than you would to go ahead and do a renovation. Renovations can get extremely costly, especially in this situation. There's so many components of the structure that are compromised.
Would it be reasonable in this case for the owner to repair the building in lieu of demolition?
No, it would not.
All right, thank you. I have no questions. If the board has any questions, that would be appropriate.
Any questions from the board? Okay. Any other comments you want to make?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Are we ready to take a vote on it, or do you?
More witnesses from the city?
I'm sorry.
No, okay.
No more witnesses.
No more witnesses, good.
I didn't hear you.
I asked if there were any more, say, witnesses for the city.
Oh, anyone? Okay.
And again, is there anybody out there in the audience that's here? in
Want
this
to
case?
make any comments on this?
Okay.
Are we ready to vote then?
Let me explain to the board real carefully what our role is here. The city has made a determination that this vehicle should be, this house should be knocked down and removed and demolished.
Mm-hmm.
The property owner, who has their right, has asked the city has asked to appeal that decision. You as the board are going to make a decision at this point whether or not to agree with the property owner and accept the appeal, which would stop the city from taking it down, or you would deny the appeal and the city would go ahead and go forward with their action. So that's your way. That's what your role is right now.
Okay.
You can, at this point, if you have any discussion, you can. This is your opportunity to discuss any questions you may have. This is your opportunity to ask any questions.
Any questions you have at all from the staff or from the attorney?
The motion that we make, is it going to be for condemnation, demolition?
No, what you're doing is you're denying it's an appeal.
Denying the appeal.
So you're either affirming the appeal, which means you support the property owner, or you're denying the appeal, which means you support the city's position.
I would like someone to make a motion
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
to,
Deny the appeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's clear it. You make a motion based upon the evidence and testimony you've heard this morning. That you want to deny you make a motion to deny the appeal.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
a second?
I'll second that.
Did you want to
Okay.
take any public comments?
Yeah. Good idea.
Any comments from anyone in the audience that would like to nay it or yes or no it? I think the report was very clear, and shall we go ahead and,
Make sure there's nobody out there.
yeah,
Anybody out there at all? Okay.
any comments from the audience at all?
Okay.
Okay. So we can go ahead and have a vote?
Yep. You
Okay.
will. We can
Um,
call the roll.
Okay. And a no vote would be that, let's make it very
He
clear.
made a vote. He made a motion to deny the appeal.
Right.
So vote in the affirmative would be to deny the appeal. So he made a motion to deny.
Okay, so that would be a yes.
Yes vote.
Would be
To
to
deny.
deny.
Support the city's position would be a yes.
Okay,
He made a motion to deny the appeal.
okay. So go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it is unanimous
Unanimously.
that we don't feel that the building is savable. And that I think the city should be able to go ahead. Any
Okay.
other comments?
Good.
Okay, we'll go on to the next one. This is 744 Laurel Court. And would we have the report from the...
Keep reading. I'll read the rest of it. The case.
I'm
Read the whole
sorry.
case.
Oh.
Read the case, be the number, the address, and that whole line.
Okay, the case number BP 2017-0028, 744 Laura Court, appeals notice of condemnation and demolition order.
Good.
Okay? And you are the owners, maybe? Okay.
Hey, could you raise your right hand, please? Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you give us this morning be the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning to the board. I just flew last night from Los Angeles.
Can we have your name and your...
Yes, my name is Rene Bueso. I'm the new owner of the Laura Court,
Okay.
744 Laura Court.
Okay,
Previous owner, I just closed escrow on the 8th of this month. I didn't know anything. I don't know the property because she's represented to me. All right. I don't know the property yet. I just flew, drove over here. I go know the property. And previous owner looks like she has appeal to this day. And I don't know how long ago the city noticed to her, and she didn't mention anything to the lawyer when I bought the property. When we close escrow, we don't know about disclosure until she find out. It says, "Hey, there is appeal to this property." I just bought the property, closed on the 8th, and that's all I know. And I want to repair the property. Of course, I bought it to repair, to move with my family here, But that's all I know. This the architect. They've been on the property, and she been on the property already. Bought it up, closed them up, because has fire damage. But that's all I know.
okay.
How did you know about being here today?
Say it again.
How did you know to be here today?
Because she find out through the city there is appeal today. There is a hearing to this property, so I buy the ticket and fly over.
Now, your connection with this lady?
Yes, she's my relative, and she
Your
lives
relative?
here in Daytona.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
why
right.
she find out on the city, says, go investigate more about the property, because I want to fix it. That's why I bought it, to fix it.
What is your time frame to have this building in order? Are you a contractor or?
I'm contractor in California, general contractor. I know it's different. I don't know where's the law to Florida, but I would like to pull permit as a homeowner. I would like to repair because I know the job. I don't know what condition is in the house. They know. They've been in the property. The architect, he drew some drawings before, and from that, I don't know more than that. I just buy the ticket and fly over because the pre-owner is supposed to be here today.
What type of a time frame are we looking at?
I don't know what the damage is. That's
At least 3 months. At least 3 months.
Well, that would be fair. Yeah. The architect, would you like to talk? I would like you to, please.
Yeah, we had looked at this property.
Get your name and your address.
I'm
please.
Stan Holly. My address is 1114 Mistletoe Drive in Daytona. Okay. I had done a drawing on this house from the previous owner, and they never did anything. Okay, so I have a drawing here. Probably nobody's seen it, but it states everything that needs to be done to correct it. Obviously, it will have to be submitted for a permit, but that's basically where we're ready to go. There was, as I understand it, this thing's been here for years. I don't know how many years it's been out there. To my knowledge, it's been sitting there way too long, and the neighbors have a right to complain. I would. So I think that's what the problem is. But now, if you have an owner that's willing to put some money into it, it's probably going to take 30, 40 grand to fix it. But it's fixable. It's a masonry house, concrete floor. It's about 30% of the roof is where the fire was back in the bedroom areas, and we'd take off that into the house and put new trusses up, and then most of the rest of it's clean up and fix up, just because it's been sitting. But it's very fixable, very fixable. Nice. The neighborhood's decent. It's just a shame that you got one house sitting there, but I think you now have a fix for it. So I'd recommend at least give them 90 days if you can.
I'd like to hear from the city on this situation.
Okay.
If there's anything further.
If I may, why don't we go ahead and let's just bring up Mr. Cecil briefly, just to show the photos so you get a sense of it.
I would like to do that. Yeah.
And when were you last out there, Mr. Cecil?
Yesterday.
All right, and you've reviewed the photos that are going to be shown here in a second?
Okay.
Yes.
And are they all fairly and accurately depict the conditions you saw yesterday?
Yes, sir.
If you'd like to, you could just sit down there and see these photos and be comfortable.
Let's go ahead and roll through these photos real quick so you get a sense of what's out there. And while you're looking at the photos roll through, let me say the city has no objection to allowing the owner time to do the repair. Because it's a new owner, they're entitled to notice and an
Yeah.
opportunity to repair. So certainly we would like to give them that opportunity.
Okay.
But this will give you a sense of the work that needs to be done out there.
These photos were taken, as you can see, timestamped there in 2011. Now you'll see from 2011 till today the deterioration of the roof at Moore.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting up till today.
Does it appear that any work has been done on the property?
No, there has not.
Okay, thank you. That's all we have. So are there any questions? No, I have a question for the inspector.
We've got pictures here. Show that we boarded up all the windows to keep the vagrants out and show that good faith.
Pass that on, and then pass it back so we can turn it down to him.
Those photos will need to be kept by our clerk. Public record service.
No problem.
If we have pictures, if those pictures are what you'd like to introduce, we'll keep those. If you have additional photos you'd like to show that are not part of this exhibit, that presents a little bit of a challenge regarding, getting them off the phone.
Okay, we'll make this part of the official city record, please.
Yes, sir.
Can I speak?
Sure.
Good morning, board.
And your name?
My name is Celia Carina Freije, and I already let us know the house is closed. The picture is in there. The yard is clean. Doesn't have any kind of. Doesn't look like in the pictures looks now, and if the proof is in there.
Okay.
Only that.
Sir, do you want to make a comment? We'd be happy to
Well,
oblige.
I believe in the justice, and it's really inconvenience for me because I didn't know anything about it. Previous owner, she signed up on the perjury, and She didn't mention any disclosure about the time city given already, and I just put my money in this property. I just
Sir.
closed it. Yes, sir.
The city is agreeing to give you a continuance, if that's okay with you. You say that you, just let us know how much time you need, and
Okay.
and if this board gives you the continuance, when are you going to start working on it? Just give us some idea. That's what they
Okay,
want to be. The board wants to be assured that we're not just sitting back and they'll be back here in 120 days. It's going to be the same situation.
No. Okay. She mentioned the city needs to be a contractor license. She's been in contact already with a contractor license and a roofer license. The architect is the professional. He knows better what to do in the time frame to fix them up. I would like to fix the property to start improving. Yes.
When did you close on the property?
Say it again.
When did you buy? When did you buy it? When did
The
you buy it?
8th of this month.
Okay.
7 days ago.
All right.
Oh, okay.
What we would do is actually withdraw the present notice in order of condemnation demolition because it's actually on the prior owner.
Sure.
We can start the process over again. So we can certainly agree to not go out tomorrow and renotice the property at your discretion if you'd like to give the owner some time. But that original notice does give the owner time as well, as we're required to do under the code, to remedy the condition. So if you could establish a timeline, that would certainly assist the city in determining what would be reasonable for those repairs.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'd also like to have you state your name and spell it and give us an address so we have good notice for you.
Yes.
For these items.
And your name, please, and your address.
My
the
name is Rene Bueso,
Could you spell it, please?
Rene, last name Bueso. I can give my P.O. Box in Los Angeles. I get it safe mail there. It's P.O. Box 41303, Los Angeles, California, 90041.
Okay.
Bob, do you want I know you want to go ahead and renotice the new owner. Do you want us to go ahead and just leave the case open continue for X amount of days, or do you want us to close the case? What would you like us to do?
We'll close it. We'll just dismiss the case.
Okay.
We'll be starting over. Do you have a physical address where you can be provided? Now?
Sure.
What is your physical address?
6041, 2 words, La, L.A., Prada, Prada, Los Angeles, California, 90042.
Okay.
Okay, so the city is going to dismiss these. So do we have to take any action at all then? No, we have to take no action at all.
I'm hearing you like 60 days. Is that the number of days you'd like to repair? What was the time for it?
I think it's
90?
90 is fine. We'll probably get
90 days. Very good.
Okay.
It depends on if it takes us 90 days to permit.
Yeah. Ask if there's anybody in the audience that wants to say anything.
Anyone in the audience? Yes. Yeah. Our inspector, Kill.
Chief Building Official. What I'd like in this case, I mean, a lot of times we'll get, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to pull this, but I'd like to get a signed contract in place of who they're going to be using. Then we can go, because our permit process is pretty quick. We can turn things around, especially in any situation where there's been a structure fire or anything, we can get that turned around within a week. So we'll move forward with this pretty fast, but I'd like to have a contract in place so we can go ahead and show due diligence on their part that we are going to move forward with this, and it's just not going to sit out there for another 6 months, even though we're saying 120 days or 90 days or whatever we're going to give them. I'd still like to get a contract signed in place so we know that they're moving forward.
Contract with who? I mean,
Contract with,
Hawley?
if they're going to be working with Stan Hawley
You want
as
to
a
see that he's
contractor.
actually doing so? Okay.
Yep,
Gotcha.
whoever they're going to be utilizing, that we get that in place, because
Okay.
that could take another 90 days just to get the contract.
I think you need to tell them that because the board is not going to take any action.
Okay, yep,
Yeah.
it's,
He's saying, what he's saying to you is he wants, when you make a decision to hire somebody, he wants a copy of that contract.
Okay. Yes.
yeah, we understand that you just purchased it, we're willing to work with you and help you along. So as you bring in this, the information, and we'll guide you along through the permitting process, and that way we can get a signed contract on whoever you're going to use, and then get you pushing forward with it. Perfect. All
I
right.
think that's very fair.
Could you share your phone number? Of
course.
Okay. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
I think that's fair.
So he doesn't have to take any action, we just go to the next case.
We'll just go to the next case. We don't have to have any action
No.
on it. Okay.
City's going to withdraw and renotice. City will withdraw and renotice.
Pardon?
City's going to withdraw the case and renotice the parties.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
C. Sorry.
Okay, C. C. BP 2019-221-221-223 North Peninsula Drive, condemnation and demolition order. Anyone in this, the audience from them? Okay, would you come to the podium, please?
Okay, could each of you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you give this morning be the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And your name and...
My name is Gloria Gonzalez. I purchased the property back in September 2017 on a tax deed sale. I was not aware, there was nothing in the county records that this house was in the list of condemnation. We finally got the notice back in February 20th, 2018. We set up a meeting with Mr. Berger. We processed, as soon as I bought the property, I filed for a new roof and some permits, which was denied. After it was denied, we got together with Mr. Berger. They pretty much told us what the situation was on that property because it was abandoned for many years. And we tried, we asked for 6 months to try to put the property up to code and kind of fix it. He's my partner, and we both together for the property. When we got together with Mr. Berger, and I'll be very honest with you, it was such a... I was really surprised that the county kind of, we had to provide plans, everything had to be changed. Originally, the property was a two double, like let's say like a townhouse with two family. They changed the code to we needed to change the code to one family, which we kind of agree. When there was a problem with the description of the property, which my attorney pretty much picked up because the county had one description of the property, and then in the county records it showed up some kind of a strip piece of property behind one of the properties, so it kind of caused us a little bit of problem because we couldn't understand how can a piece of land, I think it was 8 feet by 10 feet by 8 feet, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on the amount, but supposedly that lot interfered with the property that was already there. And anyway, to make the story short, we kind of hired a survey. We did the survey. They pretty much doesn't really answer my question, who owns the property behind us. But to make the story short, we got together with Mr. Berger, which he was willing to help us. And the city inspectors came over and inspected the property. We pulled a permit for the roof. I wanted to pull a permit. The first thing I wanted to do was before I go inside, start, pretty much fixing the property. I put a $1,000 deposit on the roof, and the lady has been very busy. I was hoping to get the roof done. Now, I just received a letter from her about a week ago. She was supposed to start yesterday on my roof, but since I had to come here today and explain myself, so I thought you hold off, and I want to see what the board had, decide to do in my favor. But I have tried everything possible. The survey gives us one particular layout of the property, and there's a problem with the papers that are in the public records. We hire an attorney. It's been on for like the past few months. I just got the okay. We did it because of the property was acquired on a tax deed sale. I try to do what they call it, to acquire the title, making sure this is a big investment, and we try to put as much cash as we can to we purchase the property, obviously cash. So we already laid out some money that we set aside, the both of us, so we're both he's gonna own one property, I'm gonna own the other, and pretty much start as soon as possible. So it's been a lot of setback, mainly because of the description of the property. Attorneys take a long time to do surveys and to acquire the title. I called my attorney. He claims that Volusia County was a little bit slow. I don't know if it's true or not, but as far as getting the title, I want to make sure that it's a clean title before I go ahead and put $100,000 into this property. So it's pretty much, I'm asking for an opportunity. I'm only asking maybe another 6 months. Hopefully, we can comply. The roof, which is my main concern, they're going to start doing it tomorrow. If you start, because I already hired an attorney. I was ready to sue the company that was going to do my roof because she took so long to comply. So I got to respond back, and they're ready to go. Okay. They're ready. Because I already had given them the deposit to buy materials, and they took another job somewhere in Jacksonville and didn't get back until now.
Did you get this to a tax deed?
This was purchased on a tax deed.
And when did that happen, ma'am?
It was September 2017.
Okay.
I did pull the permits in October, and they were denied.
Is there currently an action to quiet title right now going on?
No, it's done already.
It's done already?
It's finalized.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do we want to hear from the city?
Yes.
I think we should.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for your thing. And sir, did you have any comments you wanted to make?
Yeah, I need to.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
He wants to hear what they say. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Should we go ahead with him then?
No, go ahead with the city and then give me an opportunity.
Go ahead with the city.
Let's rebuttal, he said.
That's fine.
John Cecil, Building and Rehabilitation Inspector. I'll give you a little bit of history on it here, what I have. The property was originally cited by code enforcement in 2010 as an abandoned blighted property. The case was closed due to change in ownership, not because of repair or compliance. Additional case numbers were opened and closed by code enforcement staff. In the additional cases, the cases were simply marked closed without corrective action from the property owners. The current owner, Gloria Gonzalez, purchased the property via tax deed September 2017. In May of 2018, Mrs. Gonzalez quitclaim deeded the property to G&Y Investments, LLC. Ms. Gonzalez is the manager of G&Y Investments, LLC. Notice of condemnation and demolition order was mailed to Mrs. Gonzalez and posted at the property on February 20th, 2018. On March 1st, 2018, a meeting was held with Ms. Gonzalez, Yuri Miranda, and other manager of the LLC, city staff to review the conditions and the requirements to bring the property into compliance. At the meeting, Ms. Gonzalez advised that they would repair the property and bring the property into compliance. On May 24th, 2018, a permit application was filed to do the roofing work at the property. The permit was issued on June 12th of 2018. To date, no work has been done at the property. The property remains abandoned and in disrepair.
Okay.
Let's see if we
You
can
have
finish.
pictures of
Sure.
us? Yeah.
Mhm.
When were you last out of the property?
I was there yesterday.
Those depict the conditions that you saw yesterday?
Yes, sir, they do.
Let's take these one by one, if you could just describe what's being shown.
Okay. I believe this is the property. This is the 219 on the property. There's three structures that's located on this property. This is 219. You can see, kind of hard to tell, but in the front there, you can see that the windows are all busted out of it. They were the shaker roofers or shaker windows. They were busted out. They're all boarded up there with the vines, everything overgrown on the property. And you can see the property is also overgrown. There's numerous homeless people continuously at this property. In the rear of the property, you'll be able to see. This is 221, which is the structure on the right. The garage is sitting right there. There was actually homeless that were hanging out on the back side of that garage also. This is 223, as you can see in the roof, holes in the roof, the 223. That's 221. The windows are broken out. The property is in disrepair. This is an overall shot from the street view. It shows all three properties. It shows another property or shot. As you can see there, that was the 219. It's boarded up. The windows are all broke out of it. Another shot. 223. Just going through, you can see the siding there is deteriorating from the weather. Broken windows, missing glass windows. That shows the porch is deteriorating. Another photo. That's 223. You can see the missing siding on. This is all actually off of 221. This is the middle structure of the property in the rear. So you got homeless that are going back there. I didn't take a lot of pictures. There's like a septic or something that's open on the property right now where they had cut, and homeless, what those white is in there, that's like trash and debris that they're throwing stuff in there. But that is, I think it's an open septic tank is what that is. Just the property's in disrepair there. This is where the homeless are staying in the back of the property. This is at 219 on the back side. And that photo there, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's broken off. There's the windows are broken out, and the siding is missing. That's off of 219 also. 221 again. As you can see, the soffit there is missing, falling down off of the property. As you can see, I believe in there, you can see how it's all just continuing to fall from the property. Holes in the roof.
About how long has that property been vacant?
Property's been vacant since 2010 is what I have
8
here
years.
from code enforcement, yes.
It's a long time.
And you can see this is where the homeless has been staying on the side there. Just some of the other pictures. This is where the homeless are back there. There's some missing windows again. They got, looks like plastic, and I'm not sure if there's wood blocking that or not. Just another picture of the porch.
Board, do you have any questions of our employees here of what's going on? Just want to make sure. Okay.
Questions to the city staff, they're not employees.
Pardon?
City staff.
City staff? What?
I can give them an opportunity to rebuttal. He wants rebuttal.
Okay.
Did the property owner have any questions for our inspector?
No, pretty much.
Come on up. Come on up.
I have to kind of translate for him if he
Okay.
speaks English pretty much, but he might have a little problem.
Could we have his name and his address,
Yes,
please?
Yuri Miranda.
Would you spell that for
Yeah,
the record, please?
Y-U-R-I, Miranda, M-I-R-A-N-D-A. Okay, I'm
Thank you.
Gloria's partner.
Let me say, this is the cross-examination portion.
Right.
If that's all right with the board's approval.
That's fine.
We'd still like to present Mr. Burkhart. If you had any questions for Mr. Cecil, now would be the time to ask those questions. Otherwise, we'll continue with our presentation, and you can make your own statement after presentation of the city's evidence.
Okay, that's perfect.
You want to wait? Okay, fine.
That's fine.
Mr. Burkhart? Mr. Burkhart, you entered in this case a notice of condemnation and demolition order, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and what were your findings with regard to this property?
Findings on this is, as far as you've seen the pictures, you can see the holes on the roof and then the structural components on the porch is compromising. You got separation. It's been exposed to the elements for about 8 years now, and the constant, you know how much rain you can get in one day here, let alone 8 years. So I've also been on the inside of the property. I met them on site, and they let me inside. So your dilapidation is very similar on the inside of the structure. At this point, all three structures are in severe disrepair, is why we went ahead and posted the structures.
Let's go ahead and roll through these pictures again. If you could describe the various violations of the International Property Maintenance Code and the building codes. Can you start with the first photo, please? And keeping in mind that your standard here is to determine whether or not the property is dangerous, unsafe, unsanitary, otherwise unfit for heating occupancy. So if you highlight those conditions, we should
Okay, right here is where on the front of the structure, those are all jalousie windows. So basically, the majority of them are busted out, and now you've got plant growth that has taken over the structure. Anywhere it can find its way in through the soffit area or through the windows, it's kind of just find its way in there. So you don't have the windows for preservation of being inside for sanitary conditions. And as you go up, as far as right here, it shows you the boarded up and broken windows in the back. And we go to the next picture. Here's where the hole in the roof, basically, by having all this moisture from all the rain getting in there, causing the dilapidation of the structure internally as well as externally. Broken out windows again. There's a good shot of the front. If we go back on the left structure, you can see the majority of those jalousie windows broken out. So you're open to the components of the weather. Right there's a real good shot of it. Next picture. Go back. So as you're going up here, up the stairs, we don't have anything zoomed in on it, but your means of egress and path of travel to and from the structure are compromised because of a lot of it, especially once you get up on the porch, it's just dilapidated wood. So you could fall through it, as well as the separation of the stairway.
I got the picture for that. Right there.
Yeah, you can see on your right-hand side, that's rotten wood right there. So all of that needs to be replaced, as well as your mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems are all compromised. So that points to your sanitary, as far as for anyone to actually be able to live there. And not at this point. There's no way you could. That pretty much takes you through all three structures.
And then what is your finding with regard to whether or not this is a dangerous or unsafe structure?
Findings through the different components of the code. It is dangerous for unfit for human habitation. Your structural components are compromised. And we had spoke, with the owners as far as presenting a structural analysis of it on how to fix the problem, but we still haven't gotten to that point.
Would it be reasonable for the owner to repair the property at this point?
I would say no, as far as the expense that would be incurred to replace your 100% your mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. That's how old the structure is and what would need to be done on that, as well as pretty much your roof systems. So as far as for the cost for all three buildings, I would say, in my opinion, that it would be excessive.
Thank you. No further questions. Does the board have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If they proceeded with the roof repair, would that stop the deterioration of the building?
We had talked with them on that, and we had given them a permit, but it was only they actually pulled it just for the one structure. That was to help them to go ahead and slowly bring it into compliance. That was back in June, and now we're in October, approaching November. Day after day after day, the more the rain getting in there just makes it worse as a condition. We have seen no work done. We were willing to work. Anytime we get in a situation like this, we want to help the people bring it into compliance, and we act very, very quickly as far as on the permits. So the permit's been in place. There's been no work done. I heard today that they say all of a sudden it's going to be starting tomorrow, but we have seen no work on it whatsoever.
Any questions from the property owner?
Now, did you see a contract they had signed with a builder?
Well, we have the permit in place, so
Yeah,
at
right.
that point we would have the contractor signing
Okay.
on that, but no work has been
And
done.
the permits for the roof?
Permit for the
And
one.
nothing else, just a roof?
Just the roof, and
One
only
roof.
on one structure, not all three. So just on the two, still no work done on either one of them.
Okay.
And on 290, the thing is with the roof, as far as it's not just the roof, you also have to replace
Windows.
components of the roof
Yeah.
because they're so rotted and deteriorated. So it's a lot of work needs to be done on it. So it needs to proceed and move forward. Just nothing has happened to this point.
Board, your comments?
I've actually been on that property for a former lender years ago, and it was horrible then. Absolutely horrible. So, I mean,
Mr. Bailey, were you on the property for a reason?
yes, I do broker price opinions for lenders. I believe Bank of America had that one at one time.
Could you
My
just,
capacity as a real estate broker.
all right, but you've done no business for these people here?
No. I'm talking probably about 8 years ago.
Okay.
No.
And the decision that you make today is based upon what you hear today?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Board, any comments?
I think it's a big project, and it's going to cost more than what it's worth. I've been in the building business, and I don't think the way I see it, it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I mean, it's when you get inside, it's just as bad inside as it is outside.
Well, board, your wishes on this one?
No, we're not ready for that. We need to
We're
get,
not
we need
ready
to
for
find
that?
the
Okay.
city's finished with their case.
Okay.
And we have to let them give their rebuttal.
I'll learn.
That's all right. We're here to learn. It's the first meeting.
Thank you.
Questions for Mr. Burkhart, and then afterward you can present your case.
No, I just gotta make another comment.
Okay, come on up.
Yeah.
Some of the pictures that you saw, if you can put the pictures back, this property is two townhouses in the front, which they're all pretty much cement built, and those are the only two that we were trying to save. The other one that has that one right there is made out of wood, and because of the problem that we have with the county, as far as the land, the survey, and what's behind me. And I guess I don't know if you remember the strip of land that's causing a problem. And that's the reason why I hired an attorney, which I paid $3,000 to kind of take the case and do to quiet the title. We hired a survey. We did the survey. We agreed with the county that we will demolish the back unit if necessary at the time when we get all the identification of the property correct.
Okay.
So hopefully, I don't see anyone here as far as the property, the back of that lot. Didn't have to notify the other person. Supposedly the county says that property right there is in the middle of another lot. So it had to be demolished according to that.
Okay.
Which look, I can't fight the city.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the county, it's just been very, very. You're absolutely right. We took a big chance, and we hope to get it put back in place. And he's from Cuba. He has, he's pretty much very familiar with building homes. And back in Cuba, you save everything, even the washing machine motor. But we were, when we first got this property, we were really going forward with it, as you can see and you see on the file. 30 days after I acquired the property, I tried to pull the permits, and they were denied because they wanted architect plans, they wanted everything, and they wanted us to change the coding because the property is no longer conforming use as a multiple unit. We tried to hire, they want us to do architect plans. When we and Judy and myself got together and we started getting estimates, we pretty much didn't have all the money together to start a project, because we're looking at $100,000 at least to put only the two in the front. We wasn't even thinking about, and the other pictures that you saw is a shed. It's not really a house. That one right there. Can you go back? Okay, that one right there you see on your left, that's a shed. It's a wooden shed that it's going to be, obviously removed. So, I mean, the pictures doesn't, says that the property is really in bad shape the way it is now. And as far as being, we try to board it up. We knew about the homeless problem. I went down to the police department. I put no trespassing signs on it. We live in Orlando, so we try to we try to come back at least once a month, every couple of weeks, just to check on the property. Every time we see homeless, we have to call the police department. We call the police department on them a few times. And we just want to go ahead and start working on the property. So I asked to, I'm appealing the decision and just give us a certain amount, like I would say 6 months. And in 6 months we don't start doing something with the property, then I kind of agree with you guys. We have put every penny we have together, and we put in savings, and we're reaching our goal to have all the money together to start the property as soon as possible.
Does you want to say something?
Yeah. Okay, I say, I'm Yuri Miranda. I'm Gloria's partner. I'm from Cuba. I'm electrical engineer. I have been working with basically almost all the embassy and all construction in Havana. So I know pretty much what we had to do in that building. When we bought the building, I did an sketch, basically a drawing, what was supposed to be done on that building. Basically, the former owner, they tried to, I don't know, maybe rent or whatever, that they tried to make a lot of rooms inside that building. We only want that for vacation, so we're gonna want to take that back. So basically, we're gonna keep all the balcony and everything that was the idea for that property on the 1900 when it was built. Like Gloria said, it was bought on 2017. 1 month after that, I went to Eagle Company asking for all the windows. We asked for Mr. Jeff, a general contractor, to put a permit for the roof. It was denied. I called Home Depot because they said that I had to be a local company just to meet all the codes for the window and door. I have been there with them a lot of time, but the main issue here is that I don't think that no one has mentioned that we have been here for a lot of time, but since the first time they said that we had to present a site plan that need to require for the new code. But the first day that we came here, they showed us this picture that I have here. That supposed to that picture, the building in the back, someone bought a piece of land that go across to the middle of that building. That's why we hired a lawyer, an attorney, and we asked for the guys that the company to do the survey. They said that everything is okay. They say they don't know why the county and the survey don't match. So we keep going, and the attorney gave us basically a resume of everything that was bought and sold on that part is in the Lot 4, Block 7. And when you see there, we have been basically wasting our time because that picture is wrong. Because the land that is 10 foot for the one that we have to basically change everything inside the building. Because, let me try to explain, because according to the code, to a new code, every 2,000 foot, you need 2 parking for that property. So the first time they said we need to present a parking lot and landscaping, and of course we don't have space for the 2 parking lot for 5 property because it wasn't sure what was the real property for us. So they decide, okay, forget about the last property, the one in the back, and let's move with the two in the front. But in order to do that, we have to basically change. Instead of two single, each one be two single as it was built.
Two double.
Yeah, two double. They said that have to be one single just to keep, because otherwise we don't have enough space for that. So basically, when we hire an architect, they say, okay, if you need to do the site plan, you basically need to see what you want to do. If you want to keep that property in the same way, two single, or two single, no?
Yeah.
Two single.
Two family or one family.
Okay, one family or two family. It will be as two family, but if we want to basically do one single family, we have to move everything inside. So we don't have, we have to wait basically for because every time that we bring the survey here and we have some paper here, they say that line in the back go across to the one of the property. So if you ask them, they're gonna say the same. But what you have in the book, that part is for the guy, for the owner in the back. So that's not our problem. We don't have any issue with that. However, because of that, we have been waiting basically 1 year, because I have proof here for the ABC company, just 1 month, the estimate. I have the estimate here from them. I have everything trying to do that, but as we need to wait for the permit of the Daytona City, we can move forward, because otherwise we're gonna spend money. The picture that I took, of course, the property are abandoned, because we have paid like a $3,000 or $4,000 just cleaning the property with dumpster and everything, but we have to wait for them. So even if we do the roof, we have to wait for them just to decide. So I asked here that they need also to be part, like try to, because we are willing to make the property basically new. We know that we have to spend like maybe $100,000 or more, but I know everything that has to be done there. So that's it. That's not just for us. It's because they have, since the first day, they put a line that this is this paper for them, and this is what they ask them. The building permit, plan for the whole property, bearings, scope of work. This paper is original for them, and we can move forward, because they say that we need to fix the property that we have the problem that we have in the land. That really we don't have any problem, but that was the Tony just sent us this paper that I have assumed that for all of the property, who sold that part of the land, who are the owner. The only concern that and the difference that we have according to the survey and what is on the book is just 2 foot that we have more according to that, but for the other side we have 1 foot left. So basically I don't think that that's the issue, but they say that we have 10 foot that is from another owner that is on the middle of that property. So that property has to be demolished. Once you demolish that property, you need to change everything, because it's not what we have on our plan.
Mr. Mayor, let me see if I understand something. Are you saying that the house in the back there is not on your property?
Yeah, that's our property, but the city say that.
I'm talking about, is it your property or not?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but the city said that someone bought half of the property. Half.
The city would be saying that. I would.
There's a piece of lot that I was referring to.
This is the paper for them, and
2009, a piece of lot was sold to a third party, and that's the whole scenario here.
Okay.
Because
Sold by Sold by who?
So I believe it was by the county.
Well, no, but was sold by Vanity, or let me see, because I don't know. I have all the information here. But that piece of property that all the time have been said that is part of property, is not part of property. It's part of the back of the property. Right here. This is the layout. This is the part of the property that's supposed to be.
This is your property.
This one.
This is your property.
Okay, yeah. This part of the land is the one that is across all across this building. So basically, like a 4 foot of this building is to another person that I was concerned. I always ask, that was supposed to be allowed for someone on the county.
All right, you got to get over there. Hey, hold on.
Sorry.
Bob, he's alleging that the property in the back is owned by somebody else besides, or owned by two people?
What I'm looking at is a boundary survey, which is dated 12/27/17. But it does not show a gap in ownership, or I'm not seeing what you're pointing to. The other document here looks like something from the property appraiser's website, which isn't something that we typically rely on.
Right.
to determine boundaries.
But it's the city's position is that these are the owners, these simple owners of that property that you intend to, the actions on today.
I was not aware of any dispute with regard to the ownership, and what I'm hearing, at least from the testimony, is that there may be a small strip along the back edge. I don't know the dimensions of it, which they're claiming there may be some dispute.
But the house isn't on that property.
I can't tell from the photos
Okay.
how close the house is, to that lot line.
Okay, well, we don't know, but as far as you know, the particular house isn't on the adjoining property.
As far as I know.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
With regard to the testimony there.
Does the board understand what he's alleging is that, I guess there's an issue about the boundary of the property, but the city is alleging that the house in question is not on the adjoining property.
Yeah. But they say that that's.
Let's show this to you.
Okay, yeah.
Can I share this with the board?
Sure.
So, this
Thanks.
is, again, from the property appraiser's website. So
Right.
it's not a survey, it's not
Sure.
evidence of ownership, but it does lay out some lot lines, so it may be instructive. And let's start with you. But I believe this is the disputed area
Okay.
here. So this would be
But the house in question is here.
Yeah, this would be an accurate description from what I've heard of the lot line with the dispute as to this small.
Right here, this property here. Okay, I got you. But it's not on the property that's in question.
Correct.
Okay.
You can share that.
That's a good point that you say that that's for the west side, because that was the paper.
You understand
that they gave
the demolition of the house is not taking the fee simple property away from you. It's still your property.
No, we're not trying to say that, sir. It have been a little more complicated. We were trying to save all three.
No, I understand.
dwellings.
But what we're trying to ascertain is that if the property, the building in question in the back is on this disputed property, according to the city, it's not.
Well,
that's the first time that they said that.
but we had. That's the reason when I sat down with Mr. Berger and they told us that that property, the one in the back, had to be condemned is because of it was supposed to be too close to the other, to lot 049, as we referred it to. So when I decided, after I got together with Mr. Berger, I said, look, let's hire a survey, let's hire an attorney so we can get the physical description at least together, because when I bought the property on the tax deed sale, it's one description.
Right.
On the county is another description. There's 3 different descriptions of this property. And my question was, okay, let's see how we can start. Before I go ahead and spend $100,000 in a property, let me get everything done correctly. Let me see who owns the lot behind me. Let's see which house can we save. How close are the properties to the easement? How much space do we have? It took a little more than what I expected. And we have tried. We tried to submit all we were trying to do that work ourselves, and obviously because it's a multiple unit, the county denied our request. So they asked us to do, site plan and which is a little more
It still doesn't I understand what you're saying, ma'am. The question I have, and the board probably has, is the property that's in dispute where this particular building on it, from what I understand, it's not.
Well, that's the one that
fact,
the
if
city
it does-
wanted to condemn. When we first got the condemnation notice back in February, and we spoke to Mr. Berger, they allow us to save the ones in the two in the front and the one, that property in the back had to be demolished. When we, and believe me, I have a lot of questions myself because I couldn't understand exactly. We had a hearing with like an engineer, Mr. Berger. There was like, they told us, okay, this is what we need you to do. We need you to bring us a site plan. And one of the people that work with you, first he said it has to be by an architect, like a what do they call that? Well, with the you have to file plans for the a structural engineer.
Okay.
And then I remember when I spoke to you the last time, he and I have to say, he was willing to work with us and help us out as much as we could.
Did the city deny you a building permit because
yes,
of the issue?
They denied us we filed for windows and doors and roof the first time. The first time we filed for permits and they denied us because they said that it needed a lot more than that. It was just.
So it wasn't because of the dispute over the property.
No. At that time we didn't know. At that time we didn't know. We thought all the land was ours,
Right,
and then we found out it was a little different.
Okay.
Just one question. Mr. Ingle was on that meeting, and just to verify what I said. These two papers, as you said, are not reliable because they are for the website. These two papers are original from the Daytona City County. That I didn't print that, so they print and they gave us that, and they explain why it was an issue with the third property. But if you think why they just gave us the permit for the roof for two property?
Okay.
Because the third one they say that have an issue.
Pardon?
So I don't know why they say that.
Bring it back for discussion.
Okay.
Does the city have anything else? Any more witnesses? Any rebuttal?
I'd like to ask a question on to it. Have you done a foundation survey on your foundation, whether it's okay to rebuild on that?
Well,
Because there's a whole lot of buildings out here that don't have the old wood foundations, or they don't have near the concrete they need, as far as the wind load and all that. And that's what.
We haven't done that, but according to maybe the crack, there had to be a property, not one property for more than 100 years, in order to have some issue with the foundation, had to be some diagonal crack that. I don't see any diagonal crack on that property that could say just by saying the property, say, okay, have some issue. But remember that every time that we hire someone to do something, we have to pay. And we bought in 2017. The property was abandoned in 2010. Was the city before didn't notice that property could be demolished before we buy the property? Why they have to wait until someone buy the property to after that say, oh, we're going to demolish the property because the property wasn't in bad condition. It wasn't in bad condition just 1 year. Since 2010 it was abandoned, so the city had the opportunity to say we have to demolish because it's in bad condition. That could save money, that could save time, and because every time that we have to come here, we have to spend time, money, and I'm pretty sure that every person that is involved in this property, they know, because we have seen basically almost all architects, they go here to see what do they need to do the site plan, what do the city require to allow us to keep working on the property. And it's a really big issue because it's not sure nothing. And as you can see right now, in the hearing they said that they don't know about the problem in the third property. That was the main issue why we haven't basically start working in that property.
Okay. Yes, if anybody in the public has anything they want to.
I'm sorry?
I think that. Eddie, you have any witnesses you want to present?
No.
Okay. Take a seat. See if there's anybody in the public that wants to testify. Anybody in the audience?
I'd like to hear from the city man. He stood up.
Okay.
Yeah.
in answer to his, as he's concerned as far as past, why it was not noticed before and everything, our condemnation rehabilitation process within the city of Daytona Beach, we now have a whole division for that. We're moving forward with structures across the city. My biggest thing is for public safety and for the beautification of Daytona Beach, and that's why we're moving forward on a lot of these structures that are out there. We've met with him several times. I've met with him on the property. I heard in his testimony as far as, and hers as well, saying, well, we need 6 months. But previously, she also stated the roofers are going to be on the property tomorrow. So I don't understand the 6 months if they're going to be there tomorrow. And we've already worked with them as well as the back property that was in agreement to be demolished, and they were going to improve the two front properties. So as they're trying to do their land dispute as they're talking about, that's still irrelevant to the two properties at the front that we've given them the permit in June to go ahead and move forward with as far as on the roof, which they have not. It's stayed there. Nothing has been done. Even though the place is boarded up, we still have vagrants gathering in the back, the signs of their debris all over the place, overgrown vegetation. So it's still attracting the vagrants to hanging out there as being a public nuisance, an attractive nuisance. And so with the neighbors, as we get anonymous complaints all the time, that's what they got to live with. So given another 6 months, they still got to deal with all the vagrants shacking up in the back and just existing there. There's bikes there. They're feeding, got their little pets and everything with all the cats. There's like 10 bowls of just cat food. So if they were, as we discussed earlier, if they were willing to go ahead and proceed on getting the roof, that's why we gave them the roof permit. And their other permit was denied because it didn't have, as far as the design professional on there for the windows, redoing the roof and everything. So on the other roof, which is the structure to the south, if they could get moving on that one and actually get going on it, because they don't have a hole in that one, and actually proceed and show us due diligence by moving forward and getting these structures to where they can bring them into compliance, then we would be on board with it. But nothing has happened. That's why I would definitely disagree with the 6 months. We need to see something happen now, and that's in defense of the citizens of Daytona on that, because that's what they got to look at for the next 6 months.
Okay. Comments from the board?
As my ask the owner, can y'all hire an architect and have drawings ready for permitting in like 30 days or something?
Yeah, we hired Diana is a company that they have been working on the Orlando Eyes, and they have a lot of experience to do even the site plan and all that need to be done.
He asked if you hired these people already?
Yeah, but she...
Yes or no?
Yes. Okay. And I have all the email and everything.
Do you have a contract that you could show the building
official? And they gave
official?
me price and everything, but they need to... what they say is, okay, we need first to see the survey. Because in order to do the site plan, we need to see what is your property. And
Is somebody doing the survey for you? You have a survey being
we
done?
did a survey since 2017.
Okay, is that big? Did you hire somebody to do a survey?
And the survey here says that it doesn't match with the county because 11 foot of all our property was supposed to be for another person.
Okay, I see. So they don't have a survey, and they can't have a survey because they have a problem with the property in the back, so nothing is getting done at this point.
Your recommendation.
No, when I ask questions, not a recommendation.
Does for a repair permit, do you need a survey or a site plan? For a repair permit?
No, they don't. And they have already been spoken with as far as the density requirements on the property, and they've had staff show them what requirements are needed on that. And we've already moved forward as far as discussing on repairing the front two structures till they get the back one settled with what they need to do as far as on land ownership. But now the two properties to the front, they can move forward with. They've got the permit for the roofs on both of them, which were issued back in June. And now we're getting ready to enter November here shortly, and still no work done. So they've got the permits in hand, so they can move forward. Just like she said, she's going to move forward. They're going to be there tomorrow. Okay, if we were to see someone there tomorrow actually setting up camp and starting working on it, I'd be in agreement. But we haven't seen anything since June, and that's where we kind of stand right now. But as far as for minor repairs that don't require any structural components, they can get going on that, as well as maintaining the property for all the vegetation growth and stuff. That's just what the neighbors have to deal with right now. It's been like that for a very long time, and that's why we're moving forward with it. Just to show you that we're in compliance and to help people move forward, I've already issued a demo permit for our previous case, and that's just as far as my deputy code official coming up and asking them. We want to move forward and we want to help people out, but if it just sits there, I mean, people can pull a permit and then it just sits there, and that's kind of the situation where we're in. Nothing being done. You got the permit in hand, but you have to do the work. So we'd love to see the work get done. We'd love to see them repaired. I've seen the pictures. So if they get somebody on site tomorrow, that'd be awesome. But as of yet, we have not seen anybody.
Okay.
The gentleman over there wants to say something.
Thank you.
Board. Phil
And your name and
Gloria's husband.
Raise
your
your right
name and
hand.
connection.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony evidence is give us truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
And give us your name and your address, please.
Phil Gonzalez, I'm Gloria's husband. We, I guess with 30 days, I guess the roof could be done. At least we can, right? So with a 30-day extension, I think that you'll see roofs on the first 2 units. That's all I
Okay.
can say.
Anyone
What
want
is
to
the
make
city's
a motion
position
on
on that? Hold on, let's ask what the city's position. They're asking, I guess, for 30 days?
I had a question. I believe Ms. Gonzalez said that there were 2 structures that they may agree to demolish.
Right.
And so if that were part of the overall stipulation, that'd be something I'd be interested in hearing.
So what was the understanding, that, Bob, is that you would, if you would agree, have no object to a 30-day continuance, extension, excuse me, if they would still agree to demolish those other buildings?
Do you have an objection to that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yes, and who would and the final question, who would be responsible for the demolition? I assume that would be the property owner's responsibility to accomplish demolition of the back 2 structures within 30 days as well.
Okay. Let me ask you this at a practical time, Bob, Mr. Building Official. If you were, when a demolition order is approved by this board, how long does it take till it actually gets demolished?
Well, they could meet up with some of the demolition companies locally. They could assess them, and then if they got a contract in hand, because I know they are very busy, if we could at least get a contract stating when it's going to be demo, and at the same time, as the gentleman said, that they would have 2 roofs on there within 30 days, that would be acceptable. At least a contract for
What
it.
I'm trying to say is, if this board was to go ahead and deny the appeal, but with the understanding that you would not take any action against in terms of demolishing it until they had at least 30 days, and then if they did absolutely nothing, then you can go forward with the appeal, with the demolition. I'm trying
Yes,
to
sir.
think of maybe we could force some sort of a way, because at this point, the only issue in front of the board is whether or not to approve or deny the appeal. What the side, whatever they work out with your department is between your department and them.
I agree.
Would you agree with that too?
Yes, I can. We don't have a problem getting the roof started. I just need more time as far as finishing the properties. I will never be able to finish it in a very short time. So I asked for we start the roof and we'll,
Yes.
we'll get a couple of quotes about the demolish of the 3rd property in the back. And
So what he's presenting is that we'll go ahead and give you an extension on the appeal, 30 days, and in that 30 days, you would have the 2 roofs on,
okay.
as well as a contract in hand for demos. But when we get here 30 days from now, on the extension, if none of it's been done, we're moving
That's
forward
it.
with demolition.
Okay.
So we'll reset this for 30 days?
Yeah, that would be, if that's city's position, okay with the work, the board can make a decision one way or the other. So we'd be continuing, if we have make, you don't want us, we wouldn't make a decision today, just continue with 30 days?
We'll continue with 30
Okay.
days with the property owner's consent. And
Gotcha.
we'll rehear this 30 days from now, subject to, and your decision on rehearing, if you will be based on whether or not they've come into compliance with the stipulation.
Okay.
Okay. One thing, he has a question.
Yeah. Hold on, because I'm part of the so I agree with the roof, and even if you give me, for example, you say you have to finish the house in 2 months, 3 months, whatever, I'm gonna sleep there. for the demolition, I'm not agree with that because the reason of the demolition is because part of the land is not part of, there are some owners there, and that's not true. So I don't want to demolish the third building. That's something that we need to see because it's not
right.
just because I say, oh,
If you could bring proof to the city, like,
I have all
that
the
you don't
proof here.
that there's a dispute over the land, the building you want to demolish. Obviously, the city's not going to want to demolish anything that's not on your property.
But my question is, the main reason to demolish that property is because someone bought 10 foot of that property.
I don't know how the city wants to handle that, Bob.
Okay, but
It doesn't appear, just what you've shown me, that the structure is
On that
on the
property,
back
right.
parcel that's in dispute.
but just
But I can't confirm or deny
Sure.
it based on whatever.
let me, because
Is there a way to find that out before the next meeting?
They would have to do a survey of the property.
We did. We did that.
We're gonna. I think the board is willing to continue continue it for 30 days and see what you guys do. And if you guys come back with a survey showing that the property is on someone else's property, we're obviously not going to be able to demolish it.
Okay, perfect. Just one question, because, for example, Mr. Glenn was on that meeting. You remember why you don't give us the permit for the roof of the third property?
The permit wasn't issued originally back in 2017 because you had to have a design professor. Is that the one you're talking about?
No. When we were in the meeting, we asked for the permit for the roof. Mr. Gerber and I think that she was there too, another person also, but they said that was an issue, and they gave us this paper with the third property. So the only, I'm saying it that way, forget about the third property. Let's start with the first one, the first two. But right now, you not forget about that property. It's demolish that property. And we haven't agreed with that because all this time we have been looking for who was the owner of that property and who sold that property.
That could be resolved through that could be resolved through a survey. It's their responsibility to provide the city. At this point, the decision is whether or not you want to give them 30 days or not. It's up to the board.
Okay.
If I could just make one more comment. And I stated this earlier, the density requirements were not met. That's why the third building was not equipped. They can't have the third building.
Okay.
Then they were figuring out as far as ownership, whether that little sliver of land. So I'm really not concerned. That's going to be when they take that down on demo. But they're not going to be rebuilding or anything with that third structure. That hasn't been granted because of the density requirements. They only can have the other two buildings.
Okay.
So that's why the permit was issued for both the roofs on those front two buildings. So since they're trying to work that out, if you present to the board that little sliver or whatever has been resolved in 30 days, but that still would not stop you from taking down that little garage shed type thing. So you could demo that and then get the roofs on the two front structures, then present your back information on that back structure, but we're not going to be doing anything with that anyways, but you could at least give the board the information on that. I'd be happy with that.
Okay, that's
So you can do that, but demolition of this structure, though, as far as the shed, that comes down, and then the two roofs go on, and then you clean the property up, and then we can move forward.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a motion.
Okay, motion. You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we give them the extension to 30 days.
We bring back this case at the next meeting.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Any comments from the board?
Actually, I'd like to make a comment. Can we add a professional site plan to this 30-day extension as well? You know, to see what they plan on doing with the rest of that structure.
But Mr. Glenn said that we don't need a site plan.
Well, no, but I'm requesting it as a board.
That's my question too, because right now he said that.
I mean, you
we
can
don't need
ask
a
for
site
it.
plan.
I certainly can ask for it, but I don't think
That's fine. I'm
the
just
board
asking
can
if
require
it
it.
can be.
Yeah, the staff had determined that it wasn't required for the density requirements because they met it by removal of
All
that
right.
back building. So at this point, just with the two structures up there, they'd be okay as far as parking requirements and everything.
Okay. So our motion, let's make it clear. Who wants to make it here? Or
Motion's been made.
okay. All right. Shall we go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay.
Okay. It
Approved.
passes. You have the 30 days, and let's have some action.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay? All right. Now, next property is case D. That is VP 2018-0003, 400 South Atlantic Avenue. Anyone here from that property?
This one is being continued. I'm not sure of the circumstances. Could you report this to...
Kim, you have to come up and speak of the mic if you're going to speak.
They had requested to extend them another 30 days to go on our next hearing because the representative here in Daytona Beach, he was undergoing some chemotherapy. So we honored their request, and we're going to put them on our next hearing.
That'll be fine.
Make a motion to continue to the next meeting. And we need to make a motion.
Well, then I can't. Can I make it or not?
If you pass the gavel, you can.
Oh. Okay, I recommend and suggest that we transfer this thing until next month, and we'll hear it then.
Good enough.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Any second now?
I'll second.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Good.
Okay. All right. Case E, BP 2017-0015, 319 San Juan Avenue, appeal of notice of condemnation and demolition order. Anyone from the property here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And my name is Abraham LaBose.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony and evidence you give the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Ed?
Okay, ma'am. I just bought the place 6 months ago. I repaired the step in the front step because there was no step to get into the house. And the inspector right there was the gentleman right there. He saw me working in the front of the porch. And he told me I can do that one. I had to put the permit for that. So it was on Wednesday. And Monday, I see the place, the paper, the condensed in the property. And I say, why the situation? What happened? I find this, I paid $25,000 for that property, 4 units. And then they say they don't have no parking lot. They lost a statute for 4 units. They have to buy it. And then I find the next lot to buy the property, for $10,000. That's why I don't buy it, because he told me put the hearing first to approve the 4 unit. So I did. I went to the hearing, and the hearing say give me 5 pages for approve. Even I put the site plan for the architect, something to the parking lot for next door, but still I need all this kind of paper I need for that. That's a corporation they need. And then I find another 3 more people to buy for $10,000. Try to buy, to sell, and the people they spoke with Mr. Cecil many times to, what they say. But every time the people call, when the people want to, about 100 times, I got 2 more property to do, and I say I want to sell it. Even I lost money, and I tried to sell it for $10,000, and then I went to there with the people they want to buy, the person they want to buy. And every time the people call, the people, the place for condemned, they give it too much hard time to the people too. So I don't know how the people work in the city. I don't know, because also I received another inspector went there. I hired the general contractor. He put the permit. It's in the. I hired the electrician. He put the permit also. The architect. He put the site plan for the parking lot also. And still they want to condemn the place. I got Mr. David Lee is the architect now. I hired another architect to do the site plan inside the place. And Mr. David Lee, also I got the general contractor is Mr. Bob, Intercoastal Construction. He got the permit in there, so they wanted more. I don't know what I can do. I tried to do my best. I went 2 hearings already. Even with the first hearing I did it applied for a 4 unit. And the second hearing, I went to the person they want to buy. And still, I don't know. They give it. Also, I got another inspector, put the permit, like I need a permit for the porch I did a repair in the front. I put the permit for everything. I know how to replace the window. I know how to put a new electric. I know I need to put a new plumber. I know everything. But see, they still, I can do anything with the city like that. I can do it. I can, the city they want to buy, it can take. I offer if they want to buy or they want to turn down. I don't know. I do my best. I spend too much money in the property, and even I lost, and I tried to sell it for $10,000. Even I lost $20,000, and it's still, I don't know what I can do. I don't know.
Okay. All right, we'll hear from the city now, if you would.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
Mr. Cecil?
Just have a chair, and you'll be fine.
Thank you.
Again, tell us when you were last out at the property.
I was there yesterday.
All right, did you take photos yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Could we see them, please?
And you have other photos in your file as well?
Yes, I do.
And do the photos we're going to show today, will they fairly accurately depict the condition of the property as you observed it yesterday?
Yes.
All right, let's roll through, and if you could describe as we go through what it is you observed.
Okay,
Sure.
That paper, they don't even have my address, my billing address. I know that this area because I saw the paper and I found the door. Because I never see nothing like that. So.
What is your mailing address?
It's 5773 Gatlin Avenue in Orlando, Florida. 828222.
Jackson Avenue?
No, Gatlin. G-L, yeah, Gatlin.
Good, spell.
G-L-A-D-R, I'm sorry, T-L-I-N. In Orlando, 32822. Thank you.
Mr. Cecil, if you could continue, please.
This is the front of the property. As you can see, the porch was put on there that did not have any permits. I'm just going through the whole pictures. There's another street view of the property.
When were these pictures taken?
That picture was taken on 2013. This is prior to. Now, when we get into some other pictures, you'll see the porch is gone and then where he rebuilt it.
Do you see the picture, sir? I'm sorry.
This is another picture taken in 2013. As you can see, this is another picture. I think it says 2014. You can see it's starting to deteriorate, the porch there then. Here's another picture. This was taken. There's another picture.
When were these taken?
These were taken in 2014, 2015. There's a photo that was taken currently. That's the photo from the street.
And this appears to go back.
Well,
there appears to be a new porch on the front.
That's correct.
Were there any other conditions which were dangerous or unsafe with regard to the porch?
We don't know if that withstands egress going in and off of the porch at that time because there was no permits pulled for the porch. Sorry. This shows the egress from the back. That's back stairs leading up to the second story. As you can see, it's in disrepair and missing siding.
Is that a one or
damaged
two
door.
family?
At the time that he received it or he purchased it, it was multifamily. This structure can only be used as single-family residence.
Okay.
There's another picture. As you can see the light of the roof. It shines through, so there's damage on the roof, and it shows the stairs. This is in the rear of the property.
When was this photo taken?
This was a currently photo.
Meeting yesterday?
Yes. There's more. There's missing stairs. That still shows no egress to the rear of the property.
That's a staircase? So it would be a staircase?
That's correct. There's roof damage.
When was this taken?
This was taken on, I think that's on 10/10.
Is it still in that condition?
Yes, it is. It was as of yesterday.
10/10.
There's another photo. There's another photo of the egress of the landing area in the back. Staircase. And there has been homeless that's been staying in the back of this property also.
What have you observed with regard to the homeless?
Say again?
What have you observed with regard to homeless?
You can see the trash and the debris that's in the back where they've been staying and they've been sleeping there at night. Let me go back to my photos here.
How did they enter the building?
They're being on the back of the property. Now, this is showing that they could actually go underneath because there's no skirting around the bottom of the property. So it's possible that they could be going underneath and staying there to get out of the weather on that property. And you can see there's damage of the beam, the support beam that runs across at the bottom of the property. This is in the rear also. This is an east view of the property. This side would, if you're thinking that this is the beach, this is the east side of the property. As you can see, there's missing windows, damaged windows. This is the picture that was taken prior to, I'm thinking, this was, I'm going to say, when it was first posted, condemned. When I went out there and posted the property, because it has a multi-unit, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, all the electrical panels here, or the meter boxes. And then that's what's there right now, where there's no permit, where they put just where it was trying to make it over to a single family. They went to put just the 1 meter in on this property. And you can see some repair that is being done, trying to do in the back at the bottom, very bottom stairs. This is another shot that was painted, and he tried to paint it. I think that was done prior to, it was like when was that, in July or something like that.
Can you focus on the roof situation?
Yeah, the roof is, like I said, it has not changed since. There's been no roof damage. There actually was a blue tarp that's been blown over. You can see it on the backside where it was hanging down. And if I get back to the other roof picture, you can see where there was tar paper just up there, and you can see where the tarp was laid up there, and the winds actually ripped it off. So we are getting some damage there from the weather, and you can see the holes still right there in the roof as it shows up through the soffit. And let me read a little bit of history here of this property.
Thanks.
In December 2016, the property was conveyed via text deed to Price Estates, LLC. On January 31st, 2018, the city spoke with Mr. Price, the manager of the LLC, regarding the status of the property and his plans for the property and the city intention to condemn the property. Mr. Price advised that he did not intend to repair the property but was trying to sell it for a profit. Mr. Price continued to market the property, and on March 28, 2018, the property was sold to Mr. LeBeau's. Code enforcement liens were satisfied at closing, and I'm not sure if there was a lien reduction that was granted at that time. I'm not sure of that. A complaint was made to the city about the property on or about April 7, 2018. Code enforcement provided a site visit as a result of the complaint. On April 9, 2018, a citation for work without permits was issued, and a stop work order was posted on the front door. April 2018, a notice of condemnation demolition order was mailed to Mr. LeBeau's, as well as posted on the property. Mr. LeBeau's is now marketing the property for sale. At that time, he was. I have had telephone conversations with several potential buyers regarding condemnation placards on the property. So the property was listed for sale. The people that were interested in buying the property were contacting myself and contacting Ms. Kim, and numerous times. I mean, we've had numerous different people calling, realtors calling on the property. The property is currently permitted to be used as a single family only. The property, they are being told by Mr. LeBeau that it can be used as a fourplex if they can acquire the adjacent lot, which is next to it. Okay, the lot is not acquired. They haven't acquired it. So actually the lot is not in the picture. We're talking about the structure itself. On May 16, 2018, applications for interior renovations and electrical were submitted, but staff comments were not addressed and fees not paid, so no permits have been issued on the property. They did apply. They didn't address the comments that the city staff went back, reviewed the permits, and they were never addressed. And that was on May 16th, 2018. And as of today, we're still getting people that's calling us. I didn't receive any today or yesterday, but people do call us randomly, and they do call Ms. Kim asking about the property, and we've actually spoken to. He came in with, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he came in and he was asking us questions, and it was all about he was wanting to make it back to a fourplex, which cannot be, because there's not enough parking and it can only be used as a single-family residence.
Okay. You have questions for the city, Ben?
Yes, I don't know okay. The thing is, the general contractor, he can put a permit because he don't know if it's a single house or 4 unit. Because it can be a single house for 14 rooms. You know what I mean? It can be a 4 unit or a single house. To apply for 4 unit, I have to buy the slot. While I negotiate with the next door, the owner, to I can buy, but I have to be approved for 4 unit. You know what I mean? So I put it. That's why I went to the survey to see they approve for 4 unit. So I did everything, but they gave me all this kind of paper to require for 4 unit. When I went into the hearing, they only say the main thing is they don't have parking lot because they have it closed for a long time. They lost your status for 4 unit. But I did. I went and hired the architect. He told, well, he put a site plan to see the plan to 4 unit for the parking lot next door. But still, they gave me this one. I can work with this. That's why I find to sell. Even I lost money and tried to sell different people. Got 3 different contracts. But every time they call the city.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
But the procedure would be for us to finish our case.
Yeah, he hasn't got any questions. You're right.
At the end, but at this point, in the procedure is your opportunity to ask questions of Mr. Cecil. And if you'd like to make a final statement at the end, you're certainly welcome.
Yeah, that's why I want to try to.
Why don't you sit down?
Well, I don't know if they can work with me. I put a permit already
All right.
for general contractor. So
Let the city finish their case, then you will have you come back up again, okay?
Okay.
Take a seat, relax.
Thank you.
Let
Okay.
Bob finish his case.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Earhart? And in this case, did you issue a notice of condemnation and demolition order?
Yes, sir.
And again, that is part of your packet, which was provided to you prior to your hearing. And did you make a finding on the structure on the property that was dangerous, unsafe, and sanitary, or otherwise unfit for
Yes, sir.
occupation? All right, and if we could scroll through the photos and we could describe for the board the conditions you found, which was the basis for your determination.
Okay, we can. This is 2013, so we can move forward so we can get current. Yeah, right there. Okay, so the porch and the stairs and the railings and everything on this has not been inspected. It was done without a permit, so that would be part of the finding as it being an unsafe structure because we haven't inspected that and permits were not pulled for that, as well as we go around. Okay, right there. That staircase actually, as you go up, it's so dilapidated with the railings and when you get up, there's a big gaping hole when you get to the top of you can't even make it up there. And you got broken windows. So again, your weather elements are getting into the structure daily, and it's over years. So it's not like it just happened a couple of days. You get a little bit of rain, like what happens like with a hurricane. But this is an ongoing situation, and it just makes it worse and worse every time. You can see all the railings and everything, how in disarray they are. And go to the next one. So underneath, that's just boarded up. It does attract the vagrants. I mean, it is the area where it is a bad area. You go another block down, that's where you have the people lined up outside the J store. So they constantly look for a place to stay. This is one of them. So anywhere they can take up temporary residence for a night, that's where they go to. So it becomes.
Is this something you observed with regard to vagrants and homeless?
Yes. I've been on this site several times. So as far as
you observed with regard to the vagrants?
Yeah, what I observe is as far as your typical debris, because we deal with vagrants every day in the homeless, and they'll just leave their debris. So whether it be drink cups or food items.
And again, I want to bring you to this parcel right here. What have you observed on this parcel?
On the back side of it, just them dropping the trash, and then it just accumulates. So As far as in pertaining just to this structure, it would be the debris that's left behind, showing signs of that people are taking up temporary residence.
Is there any evidence of entry into the building by neighbors?
No, sir. It would be just as far as underneath the structure, and that's what they typically go for, is just to get out of the elements, so you can get under there. There at one time, as far as when I was out there, the boards were off the windows, but the boards have been back on the windows, so there was a way to get in, but not as of present. Here you have, as far as the roof, the components are compromised there. The tarp was keeping out the weather. So I've never been inside the structure, so I don't know if it was sufficing doing that, but now it definitely is not, because everything's wide open in the elements up there. That's just a close-up of the stairs. You can see the disarray on that. And this right here, you got starting to get a failure of your structural components. We can go to the next one. More broken windows. So you're getting rain on several sides of it. All your fascia and your soffit up there is rotten. You can go to the next one. So this is showing where it used to be multifamily, but it's not zoned for that anymore. It's only can be single family. And as far as as they keep on going into the case, if you were to purchase the property next door, and if you were to do this, but that's not the situation that we're addressing. Is the property as it stands now is single family home only. It's not, can't be sold as multifamily home, and I think that's the problem they're running into as far as advertising like that. And they could go through the whole process later on, but what we're addressing, single family home, that's it. 1 meter right there. So once again, there's that was unpermitted work right there. So we stand with an unsafe structure that can be, if they sold as is it's his property, or if he wants to fix it as a single family home, could start out with, as we work with everybody, by doing the roof, doing something, but nothing's been done with it. Just a little bit of a repair job on the porch in the front and an attempt in the back, but that's where we stand with the property as of now.
Have you made a determination as to whether or not it's reasonable to repair the property in the demolition?
As from the outside, I would say no, it is not. For the amount it would cost to do the roof construction, get all your new windows, all your doors, as compared to the price that it was purchased for, it would far outweigh it.
No further questions? Any questions from the owner?
Yes, no, I don't have no question.
Any questions from the board?
No.
I got something.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Ask if the city has any more witnesses.
Has the city any more witnesses that want to come forward?
No further witnesses.
All right.
Thank you.
Now,
Yes. He say like he don't approve for 4 unit. So I don't know what I can do, because if I buy the land next door, because the only issue is because they don't have parking lot. If I buy this lot, they approve for 4 unit. My question for this element right there.
that's
The question you're asking is if you buy the lot next door?
Yes.
Okay, we have different divisions that handle different components. So you have technical review team, which that's what he would have to pass that through, is if he were to purchase that piece of land, combine the properties and move forward, that'd be a whole other situation, a whole other case. Case that I deal with as far as in permits and licenses is that we have an unsafe structure on that lot as it is. It's single family home, that's what it's zoned for. So that's the situation he's asking is a what if situation. What if I purchased the property next to it, combined it with this? Could I then, at that point, sell
that's
it?
not that's not the role of the board anyway.
Yeah, and that's why I'm explaining it to him. So it's a different division, it's a different entity. The situation that we're in hand here is just on this unsafe structure as a single family home on that property.
I went to the hearing already for that.
Yeah, this board doesn't determine whether it's single family or fourplex. That's not a different part of the city.
No, the hearing.
The only issue in front of this board is should it be demolished or not. That's the only issue right now.
Okay.
See if there's any more public. Anyone in the public want to say anything?
I'm sorry.
Anybody in the public out there want to?
Anyone else out there want to make any comments on this case? Being none, we'll move forward. Do you want to give him any other
It's up to you if you want to say anything else.
What else would you like to say?
Yes, I
sir?
did the architect already, Mr. David Lee. He did already that, he went inside last week. Because we was in the contract, that's why I waste my time to fix it out. That's why I don't do nothing. I just put the permit for electric. My general contractor, he said, he want to put the permit for electric, the plumber, and to replace what I had to do in there. So I need maybe 4 to 6 months to fix that one.
Well, board, what's your feeling on it?
Is there a permit application in now?
Yes, he did it, Mr. Bob. He put already. He can give you the number. He can.
I think he said there was permanent.
Permit was applied for. Comments were never addressed at this time.
How long ago was that? Do you know?
May.
Yeah, May 16th, 2018.
Of
And
this
he
year.
keeps stating that he's marketing the property for sale. I don't believe there's any intentions to rehab the property. He keeps talking about, we keep talking to people every day about the property. Like I said, people are calling us, realtors are calling us, people that are interested in the property are calling us. But there's no intention on fixing it because everyone is calling us, asking us what do I need to get the condemnation off of it? I said the gentleman that owns the property needs to pull permits and bring the property up into compliance. And that's what they're asking. Then they just walk away because it's too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Well, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to fix it up. But that's why I need some more time. And
Well, you've had a lot of time now, haven't you? Your original.
yeah, because it was on the contract. In the contract, you got 3 different people. That's why I waste my time. I can do anything is in the contract. You know what I mean? So the thing is, I'm not the right person to say that. The structure is fine. That's why the architect do it. See the property is ready to to fix it out now. But that's why I hired Mr. Dave, and that's why I need some more time. That's what I need. That's all.
Board?
The motion from the board either to accept.
I'm sorry?
The motion from the board either to approve, support the appeal or deny the appeal.
Okay. I would like a motion from the board to accept his request or deny it. Is that what you want to
No.
say?
What you're doing is you're going ahead and he's going to send an appeal. Either you approve, you agree with, you deny the appeal, or you affirm the appeal, or you overturn the appeal, overturn the city's decision.
Okay. You
I'll
want me
make a
to say
motion
that
to deny
now, or
the appeal.
because of your saying it?
I'll second it.
You'll second? Okay.
Is there a motion?
Tom?
Motion to deny the appeal.
Motion to deny the appeal, okay. Based upon the testimony and evidence you've heard today. Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure the motion reflects based upon the testimony and evidence you've heard today.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we vote on
I
it,
need a
please?
second.
A second?
Okay.
Who second?
Tom did, okay.
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 All right. So shall we have our
Hold the
vote,
roll.
please?
Hold the roll.
Roll call. No, yes vote is
You deny the appeal.
deny the appeal. So make sure we have it clear. Okay.
Mr. Culver?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, and I'm sorry we couldn't do better for you.
So what I can do now? So what? I don't know. How do this?
Keep in touch with the building official.
Our third will tell you what happens next, but the procedure is the next thing to happen is demolition by the city. Or an appeal by you. You do have the right to appeal this decision.
I had to do my lawyer and to do it.
Yes.
Okay, I will do that.
Number 6.
Okay. Review cases. Review
Kim, what is
cases.
number 6 supposed to mean? Review cases on number 6? Okay, no problem.
Number 7, new business.
Okay. This is a little my role, but essentially what is before you, I believe, is adopting the rules that you approved the amendment to
Right.
the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
Right. Need a motion.
Make a motion on that, please.
Motion to approve.
Oh, okay. There were some revisions for the service.
As amended.
Yes, so there
Okay.
were some additional changes
Okay.
beyond which were addressed at the last meeting.
Okay.
With regard to
Who made the motion?
Make a motion, please.
Who made the motion to
Carmen?
approve the rules? As amended and as revised.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Second?
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Okay, good.
Passed.
You did good today, everybody. You did good first meeting. I talked a little bit too much today, but you did good.
Well, there was some very involved cases
Yeah.
here today, too. And I'm sure that in this one, you'll have a lot of them,
Yeah.
too.
Motion to adjourn.
The time to adjourn. Thank you for coming and being patient with me.